No. That's the first time I hear this.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time on the channel, hit subscribe right now. The French band Nightmare has been around for almost 40 years now. However, we should really look at this as a new band since 2015. Today, Nightmare is one of the rising bands in female-fronted metal. And I'm not talking symphonic or gothic metal, but kick-ass heavy metal. The new album Aeternam is probably the best the band has ever done, and I got to talk to Matt, who is the guitar player and one of the main songwriters. Congratulations on Aeternam, the new album. So far, I think only read really positive reviews. I know that it's challenging releasing an album right now with all the COVID restrictions, but looking at the response for the album so far, I think I'm talking to a very happy Matt right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We really, we had many feedbacks that were so positive. What's, that's the thing that is very positive about the COVID situation, I think. That because, people have more time to listen to music. So there are a lot of, let's say, middle bands that can emerge a bit.
Yeah. Before we go into the new album and all the songs and the plans and what have you, I wanted to ask you one thing. I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with the band leader of Fire Force, Erwin Suttens, the band that you also play guitar in and sing in now. He called you an old man in a young body. Now he meant that with the music taste that you have. So can you share a little bit about your influences as well?
I got an old soul in a new body. That's what he said exactly.
Right.
And my father gave me some music taste from the 70s and from the 80s. So I grew up listening to Thin Lizzy, White Snake, all the bands.
One Thin Lizzy fan to another. What's your favorite Thin Lizzy song of all time?
Well, a song is quite, it's quite hard to choose.
Sure.
And even an album is quite hard to choose because there's so much different, the different kind of. It's never been the same CD or never been the same lineup. So a Thin Lizzy album is different from another. But I would say The Sun Goes Down.
There is a demon among us, and his soul belongs in hell.
That's actually a good comparison to Nightmare, because Nightmare, very similarly, been around for a long time, lots of different lineup changes, a few albums sound similar to the next one. The story of Nightmare started 40 years ago. That is before most of the members were born, including yourself, I think.
Yeah.
Can we today really look at Nightmare as still the same band as the early 80s, or should we just look at, especially since the change to female singer in 2016, I think, should we just not look at this as a completely new, different, and in my opinion, a better band?
Yeah, I think so. Basically, when we change the lineup for the female voice with Madie, there was the changing. From this point, the band would never be the same anymore. Back then, I had the idea to change the name actually, because I say, okay, we choose a female-fronted, band. We are now different, maybe changing the name. But some in the band didn't really wanted to do it because the band has been here for.
There is a legacy for sure.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I think this is the same band, but you have to think about it as a new band.
The second single, I believe it was, the song Lights On,
of the new album. When you first listen to it, straightforward, power heavy metal song with lyrics that seem to handle about just having crazy nightmares and waking up in a sweat. But I was actually wondering, and maybe this is me reading the lyrics too many times, but if lyrics that say "Don't be afraid, you'll find comfort in death. Wake up, snap out of your nightmare. Watch out, you'll bleed for no reason again." I was wondering if that was directed at any previous Nightmare members.
No. That's the first time I hear this, and it's very funny because actually you read the lyrics very well, but no, it has no link between this and other members. It's just the song is about Freddy Krueger.
Awesome, good. I'm glad that everybody's still on good terms. So let's talk about the new album. It's a very varied album. Almost every song is very different. I think the one thing that is kind of similar in every song is that the guitars are very heavy in the mix. I'm sure that you have nothing to do with that whatsoever. Having those heavy guitars in there, I think it does give Madie, a lot of room to shine as well, and allow for a lot of different vocal styles. Did you guys go into this wanting to make it a very diverse album?
Well, first, I think it's a guitar-driven album.
Yeah,
first.
definitely.
Because actually, Frank and I are, writing all the songs. I mean, the basic sounds. The songs are written by the guitar players, so of course it's a guitar-driven album. That's the first point. But what is funny is that we've been doing this during 10 years already.
Okay.
So it means that, Dead Sun was already written that way. Aftermath, Burden of God, all so the same. I think what's diverse here a little bit is, of course, the production, the sound. The sound is, brings Nightmare to another dimension. And that's also the very first time that all the ideas and the atmosphere are creating something unique. I think that also Madie has a different range and a different voice than Maggie. Mm-hmm. So it means that we have more room because she can go higher, lower. Yeah. She is not really into heavy metal music. She is more in rock, fusion, psychedelic stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay, it brings other elements too.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because you're absolutely right. Like, her previous band, Faith in Agony, I believe it was called, definitely more of a psychedelic rock band, not metal at all. On paper, an unlikely match for Nightmare. So how did you guys meet her? Where did you discover Madie, and how was it to convince her to start working with this powerful heavy metal band?
Yeah, actually, so 2 years ago, 1 year and a half anyway, we had a show scheduled in France. Mm-hmm. Back then there were shows.
One day, maybe again. Who knows?
And actually, Maggie, just left us with the show to do. So we had no more vocals. So we needed a brand new. Actually, someone who can replace Maggie for one-shot show at first. And Niels, the drummer, says, okay, listen, I just saw Faith in Agony live. Okay, there's a little girl singing. I think she can replace Maggie, let's say, for one shot. Okay, let's try it. And then everything went together pretty well. We did the show, was nice. And then we asked her, okay, maybe you can try singing on the brand new demos. Then she tried. She really took this very seriously, and she really get into the work. So she started writing some lyrics and making some melodies on it, and everything went together very well. And the rest is history.
You know, there are some very heavy songs. I would say that the heaviest part of the album is a little bit more at the end of the album, with songs like, you know, the title track Aeternam. Under the Ice is a really cool song. Black September is also a really cool song, very heavy. Madie really approaches that, for a part of the song at least, with very psychedelic vocals that are maybe new to Nightmare, definitely what we saw in Faith and Agony. Is that something that you encouraged, or is that something that she brought to the band?
I think it's only part of her. You know what I mean? I mean, she's singing like that. You can change people, the way of singing. You can modeling them a little bit, but you can change them. So I think, yeah, I know that Eve and Madie really worked hard on the lyrics and the melodies.
Okay.
You know, the basic atmosphere of the lyrics. She's doing it also, this kind of psychedelic vibe on Crystal Lake, the song, you know. And so, yeah, I think, you know, everything went naturally between each other. For me, it's the very first Nightmare album in years where you can really find a real atmosphere in it, you know. And we are working right now on making other video clips because we can't play shows. The song Anneliese, for me, one of my favorite, actually, with the 3 different characters and all this atmosphere in it. We are planning to make a video clip about it.
So that's an interesting song, Anneliese. For those that haven't listened to the album yet, it is not only inspired by, but also includes some of the Anneliese Michel recordings, which is a well-documented exorcism incident. There's no, I would say, no one clear theme or storyline on the album, but more of a vibe that connects them all. What were some of the inspirations behind these songs?
We've been working on the demos back in 2017, so 4 years ago. We put in some demo words track, like, okay, I don't know, this one is called Metallica 1, Metallica 2, and actually when I wrote the songs, I wrote Chucky 1, Michael Myers 2, Freddy 3, and so on. So basically it all started with this. And then the more we've been working on the demos, then we say, okay, why not keep this vibe, you know, keeping this horror kind of vibe, but let's go more further than this. There are like cliche songs about Freddy Krueger or whatever, but if you go more deep than that, it's more about, I think, you know, in your life, in my life, you go through very dark moments of your life sometimes. Personally, I've been through really dark moments since 3 years, and I was feeling that this kind of, you know, possession around me. There's dark clouds around everywhere, every time, every day. You never see light. So that's the way I used to write the songs. And I think, you know, I used to talk to Madie about it. I say, okay, you know, I was feeling like that, so maybe you can keep the idea of, you know, this kind of nightmares going on.
You're trembling in fear, breathing shallow, drowning in sweat, turning the lights on.
This is really a new band. Apart from the name and the logo and one member still, Eve, there are a few links still to the Nightmare of the 80s. Nevertheless, you know, in a few years, the 40th anniversary of the first album is gonna come out, waiting for Twilight. Is that upcoming 40th anniversary for the band something that you guys are thinking about, or is this more like, no, 2015 really is the new start date of the band?
I'm kind of divided about it because, like Erwin said before, I'm an old guy, so I love the old, the old stuff, But in a new body, and here the new body is, needs, it needs to be true. I mean, this is a new start. 4 years ago, I guess. Yeah, 5 years ago, we had this plan with the original, not the original, but let's say with the two brothers line. And during that time, we were about to re-record the two first albums.
Okay.
That was the project. I think those two albums, belongs to something that is not anymore. I mean, I really love those two albums. I've got them in vinyl here also, but Nightmare is brand new. It's you can compare, and so and seeing Madie singing on those old songs, I don't really get the point.
Time to move forward.
Yeah.
Look forward. Okay, so let's talk about looking forward then. You said this is a good time not just for people to listen to songs or new material. You also mentioned, hey, we can't play shows, so we have to continue to create some art. Does that mean that you are already working on Chucky 5 and Freddy Krueger 6 for the next album?
Well, to be honest, this situation is really fucked up because each one of us were born to be on stage here.
Yeah.
So we have to think differently and try to keep people alive, and us too. That's really strange days for us musicians. I mean,
yeah.
You see what I mean? Because actually, when you start creating some music, when it will be out, it will cost some money anyway. Going to studio means money, and as we don't tour anymore, we don't get money anymore. So you see, the cycle never ends. So I really believe that now we'll concentrate of keeping Aeternam alive the more we can, in the time.
Okay.
The more time we can still, Aeternam still a good album even in 2021. And well, maybe 2022 if we can, grab some stuff again. But it's really challenging. So yeah, writing new materials right now, I don't think so. The goal is to maintain Aeternam alive. So
yeah, okay.
We'll see.
You also you did a COVID-safe signing session as well. So beyond videos and and signing sessions like that, are there other things that you already have planned or that you are thinking about that the fans should know?
For now, no. Only video clips, and we're gonna try to maybe film some rehearsals. We'll try to do our best anyway.
Matt, I just want to, thank you for your time this morning.
Yeah, sure.
Like I said, and this is not me just telling you because I'm sitting here with you and that you were willing to do this video with me, but I honestly think that this is the best Nightmare album, even if I think about the older albums. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too. It was awesome.
Yeah, well, we'll stay tuned.
Yeah, okay. Thank
awesome.
you.
You are awesome for watching that video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.